Alright, what's good, y'all? Welcome back to another reaction with your boy Isaac, man. And today we have Jimmy the Giant, the dark side of charity YouTubers. I seen they had Mr. Beast in the thumbnail, and I really ain't got much to say, honestly. I just want to see what they're gonna talk about, to be honest. Like, the dark side of charity YouTubers. As much as Mr. Beast gives, why do everybody keep calling me, man? Busy. But yeah, man, as much as Mr. Beast gives, man, I feel like you'd be hard pressed to find a negative in what he's doing. But only thing I think I could see them possibly saying is that, one, it makes them look better because they record everything that they're doing. But it's like, okay, Mr. Beast makes content. He makes money off of his content, and that allows him to keep giving back how he does. So if that's what they're going to say, I don't understand that. Two, maybe they're going to talk about how they're using it as a tax write-off because they're recording everything and uploading everything. So it's not really genuine. Maybe that's what they're going to say. I really don't know, y'all, but I feel like I said, you'd be pretty hard pressed to find a negative in what Mr. Beast has been doing. So yeah, man, that's all I gotta say, man. As always, y'all go head over to my main channel, sub up over there. It's just Isaac, ISAAC. Leave a like for me on this video, and we just gonna get straight into it. Let's do it.
This video is brought to you by Squarespace. I've noticed every time I go on YouTube Shorts these days, I'm inundated with Good Samaritan content.
If you give me $5, I'll give you whatever's under his cowboy hat. You got $5?
I don't think so. Maybe.
Oh, you got a 5. Congratulations. You just won $500.
Are you kidding?
Typically, they might ask them for $1, and then if they give them the $1, then they'll give them $500 back. Some sad music plays. They ask them, why did you do it, man? Why did you help me? To which they'll reply, you know, life's about giving. We all share. They'll give you some spiel. It makes you feel good, and then you swipe on to the next video of Andrew Tate shouting at you.
You're wrong!
Today we're going to explore this phenomenon and work out, why does it sometimes feel wrong to watch people do good things?
Hey guys, today I'm going to show you how to give money to homeless people like YouTubers. Cue the music. And the point of this is not to promote ourselves, but to really give back to the community. Cut to camera 2, check camera 3, check camera 4. So let's go make a difference in someone's life.
Around 2013 on YouTube was evolving massively. People were starting to make real money from it, and one of the main forms of content was called
social experiment.
Social experiments.
Social experiment.
I miss social experiment era of YouTube.
Come on, man, kiss me.
Oh,
Nah,
bro,
that's crazy.
Joke, bro. The
Nah, that's crazy.
creators were popping up left, right, and center, and they were getting
That
very
was
desperate
crazy.
for ideas. The more videos they could churn out, the more money that they were going to make. And as these ideas for social experiments were starting to wear thin, like there's only so many gold diggers in LA you can go up to.
We're exposing gold diggers.
Whoa!
There's a million gold diggers in LA.
And there's only so many Walmarts you can get banned from. There was one thing that was left, and that was homeless people.
Here's $100.
Oh, thank you, brother.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
That's someone playing with my feet. That's pretty cool.
It's pretty tricky trying to track down who was the first person to harass a homeless person with a camera, but one of the first I could find was Vitali. On July 30th, 2013, he released a video called Extreme Homeless Man Makeover. Obviously, it wouldn't be a YouTube title if it didn't have the word extreme in there.
You need work?
Yes, I need work.
What do you like? Anything, bro. Anything. It's your day. Anything. Anything. What?
I'm so happy, man.
So what's up, man? How does it feel to get a nice haircut?
Oh, it feels so great.
It was a bit corny, it was a bit cheesy, but ultimately, Vitali did a pretty nice thing for this guy. In 2013, Give Back Films made a video where they gave $100 to homeless people.
Hey, here's $100.
Whoa, my God.
It doesn't really matter that the guy was kind of awkward, and that when he was given the $100, he made it very clear for the camera's sake that it knew it was $100. Hey buddy, would you like $100? That aside, they did something nice. They filmed it. It spread positivity. It was a good thing. As well,
Yeah, man, that's my thing about that type of stuff. It's like, okay, people say he filmed it. People are saying, oh, it's for the camera. But at the end of the day, you still did the act. Now, it's one thing if you film it and it's completely fake, like it's a skit, or you take the money back and just buy him some food or something after. I don't know. There's plenty of stories like that where people just fake it for the camera. But overall, y'all, when people are doing these types of things, yeah, it's on camera, but at the end of the day, they still gave a homeless man $100, bro. You still did the good deed, bro. I don't get that type of stuff. I don't get it, man. Let's push the positivity, man, regardless of if it seems cheesy or not. You know, it's positive, man, and I support
2013,
positivity.
there was Getting a Homeless Man Home by the channel Whatever. It was pretty interesting seeing Whatever going from making content where they help the homeless to 9 years later making a podcast where they just berate OnlyFans women.
Why don't you make me? Because I have an opinion that differs from yours.
She's right. I mean, that's really
What?
hateful,
She's
bro.
not.
We'd see early videos from the channel Loft who would tip waitresses large amounts.
I love those videos too, y'all. I love the tipping waitresses a lot of money. I want to do that so bad.
As well, we'd also see the mystery envelope trope begin in this video too.
So what do you think?
Gotta get my cheese up a little bit more to just
You're gonna go with
get
the
like
envelope.
10 clips
Okay,
of that, though.
Which creators now have literally built their entire lives upon this premise. But yet, in some of these videos, something was off. I would point to this video from FouseyTube in 2013, which was titled, in true YouTube style,
Fousey got a
all
lot of
caps,
conspiracies,
"Homeless man
don't he?"
gets fresh start!" exclamation mark. So this is a video by FouseyTube, and in the very beginning, he even mentions that he doesn't like the idea of filming homeless people.
How's it going?
What's up?
You need a job?
Yes, actually I do.
I want to take you through a full makeover.
How do you like your haircut?
Like, when you
You
watch
need
this
a
video,
job,
it just
it's
feels
crazy.
very hammy. Any moment that someone does something nice, instantly some emotional music starts playing. There's very little delicacy to the editing and storytelling. It's really just pretty much, oh, you're meant to feel sad now. Oh, you're meant to feel happy now. But look, this isn't Christopher Nolan. This is FouseyTube. He's just going out doing something nice. But throughout the whole video, it just felt a little crude. It felt like he was really trying to show that the guy and him were friends, and they would do this weird, awkward handshake, which was just, it was like the Enigma code. We can be buddies because we can do this handshake thing. And it was lovely, sort of. Now, I don't know FouseyTube. I'm sure he's a fantastic gentleman.
How do I get out of depression? How do I do this? And you chose to ask me about drama. This is gonna go viral for you either way.
No.
Get the fuck away! Get the fuck away! No.
So you might be wondering,
There's
what
so
was the
many
response?
videos like that of Fousey, bro. He be tweaking on niggas. Like, that nigga be wigging.
Content. Well, mostly, people fucking loved it. Every comment was, "You're a great person. You're fantastic. Can we just take a moment to appreciate? I wish I was you. I wish my son was like you, because my son is a crackhead. In fact, you actually gave him $100 and he spent it all on drugs. I love you, Fousey." But, and there is a but, it
That's
did
a
get some
wild comment.
criticism. And when I say a bit of criticism, it got quite a lot of criticism. On the 24th of April 2015, Vice wrote an article, "Feckless YouTubers, the homeless are not tools of self-promotion." The homeless person in these videos is effectively a prop. The friendship shown to these people is pretty much paper thin. It feels a little weird because the YouTuber is profiting massively off of this video, far more than the homeless person will do. You know, if he gives away $100, then likely the YouTuber is getting thousands. And the underlying question that I think a lot of people wondered was, would you still be doing these nice acts if the cameras weren't rolling? And the criticism kept mounting and mounting. It was building up, and it led to a video from H3 Productions. Before we go any further with this video, I want to give a massive shout out to Squarespace. Squarespace is the #1 platform for building and in the most them to fit the scheduling. Go on / anyway, back to the video.
Is he gonna talk about Mr. Beast, man?
Yeah, I know. You remember me? Who am I?
Who am I? Say my name, baby. Say my name.
Feeding the Homeless H3 reaction video, which sits now at 15 million views. And this was really shown with Daniel Fernandez, who just absolutely tried to make himself look like Jesus when he gave a guy $1. And he was behaving like in that single act, he just ended homelessness.
You see that? Look at that. Just because of that, you get to keep this.
Bro, it's $1.
Daniel.
Nah, that's
fucking
crazy.
dollar, you're gonna slow-mo and dramatic music me for $1, dude?
Him, as well as Shoe Nice, just got absolutely brutalized by H3H3, leading them to removing these videos. The criticism kept piling up. It was coming in thick.
I ain't gonna lie, that is what I was talking about earlier, bro. Like, that shit is so clearly for promo. It's so clearly to push an image, bro. You gave $1, bro. Come on, bro. And you recorded that. You put sad music behind, like, yeah. That's not cool, bro. That's not cool. I mean, yeah, it's positivity at the end of the day, but come on, bro. Like, it's more so like you playing in their face.
Fast, and some of the creators would
You're
even
gonna make
respond.
thousands
So
off of
whatever
that
channel
video.
responded to this criticism in a comment, they claimed that they would be happy if they even recouped expenses. It wasn't a low budget thing. They had to pay for flights, hotels, food, etc. And they said ultimately, even if it is on a small scale, they did something nice for this one person, and maybe that person will pay it forward one
It's
day.
true.
Anyway,
Like
by
I
the
said
mid-
earlier, but
2010s,
$1 is
homeless
crazy,
content was
bro.
one of
That's
the main
$1.
pillars of YouTube content, along with
You could have
Minecraft
cleaned them up
Let's
or bought them a
Plays and
meal
people
or
doing
something.
really
That's
shitty
more.
music video parodies. But just as we thought the homeless content was coming to an end, one man would come along to completely shake
Mr.
up the
Beast.
entire game. Mr. Beast. With his video giving a random homeless person $10,000.
You want to take it? It's about $10,000. I'm not joking.
Out of the blue, for no reason, that was it, that was the premise, and he did it. And it's interesting when we reflect on Mr. Beast knowing what he is now. He is a human algorithm. He just understands the YouTube algorithm. It is his brain.
I was offered $5,000 for a video, but this was when I was like 19. I was like, double it, and I'll walk outside and I'll give it to a homeless person. And they're like, no, you won't. That's like, double it. And I had like pacing around my neighborhood for 3 hours convincing this guy, like on the phone, just double the money. I promise the video will go viral.
And it wasn't 10,000 because 10,000 would buy him, I don't know, a home for a year or whatever. No, it was 10,000 because it would look good in a YouTube title. And he was right. The video got 10 million views and he went super viral and was able
That's
to
a
do more
big
content.
gamble, bro. Shout out Mr. Beast. I watched so many of his interviews, bro, and I remember him talking about this, bro. That was such a huge gamble, and it paid off, bro. It really paid off. Like, he was really just starting, wasn't he? Like, there's no way he just knew it was gonna go viral like that. And that's, I guess that's the beauty of it, bro. Like, you take a gamble like that and it could really shape your entire future. Shout out Mr. Beast.
Like this in future. But it's interesting watching this because you can see in the filming that Mr. Beast is a little aware there is something off about filming homeless people. They even said later in the video they didn't want to shove the camera in his face and ask him loads of personal questions, how did he become homeless, all that stuff, because they knew that it would kind of be inappropriate.
I don't have much more footage because I didn't want to be like, hey, so tell me about living in a tent, you know, shoving a camera in his face the whole time. It just didn't seem genuine, and you know, I just wanted to treat him like a normal person.
They said in the video that there'd be a follow-up to this video, and I don't think there ever was. And Mr. Beast received, obviously, lots of views, lots of praise, lots of rewards, but as you're probably starting to understand, he also received criticism, to which he responded in a very honest way.
Homeless people don't care if I use them for views.
I'm not gonna lie, I love Mr. Beast. I think he's great. He seems like a great person. That statement was crazy. It was a crazy thing to say, but does he have a
use
point?
them
Well,
for
in order
views
to
is
answer
crazy.
that question, let's delve into the psychology of charity. Why do we give? Why do people do charity? Strap in, lads, because this one is a bit of a
We
rabbit
going to
hole.
psychology class. Let's lock in, y'all. Pen
So
and
charity
pad
has
out.
been around in pretty much every major religion since recorded history. You know, the ancient Greeks, Jewish people, Christians, Muslims, pretty much every religion requires you to do nice things for those in need. And it appears to be a relatively unique characteristic within humans. If you look at the animal kingdom, it's pretty brutal.
Them
You know,
niggas
if
dirty
you've
as
got a
hell,
gammy
ain't
leg and you're slowing down the pack, I'm sorry to say, mate, I'm not pointing a camera at you and giving you $100 and a haircut. I'm going to leave you to die. But that's not always true. There are some animals that do show empathy for those in need. There's the vampire bat. If Barry's had a great day out and he's got tons of blood, he's been drinking it, but then he sees Pete, and Pete's looking anemic, he hasn't had a drop of blood all day, Barry might actually donate some of the blood over to Pete. Very nice. Bats. Who'd have guessed it? But generally speaking, it's pretty unique to humans. So one of the theories as to why we do charity is called the social exchange theory. And this is the idea that social behavior is often this kind of exchange. You know, it's like Settlers of Catan.
Okay, so I've only got this Don Quixote card left, so I guess I'll play that.
Zach wins the game.
Transgender. It's made very, very cool through the media.
What?
or go into Varrock Bank on World 2. We weigh up the balance of whether I do something good for someone, does that give me more good in return? And if that balance is in your favor, typically people will do charitable things. There's also a concept called psychological egoism. That is basically that everything we do is inherently selfish. The only reason we do anything nice is because it makes us feel good. Or maybe I'm a terrible person. I know I'm a terrible person. I just killed someone. So I might do some charitable acts to relieve the feelings of guilt.
I think that has a little bit of truth to it.
Or
that
it might
a little
just
bit
give
of
me
weight.
some feeling of personal satisfaction. I feel good, and so therefore it's still selfish because it's about me more so than someone else. But the last view we're going to look at is the empathy altruism hypothesis. This one's a nice one. So if the last one's made you feel bad,
that's a tongue twister. Empathy altruism hypothesis.
When we feel and see their suffering, we are much more likely to want to help them. If you're staring into the crying eyes of a poor child while you're eating a massive Big Mac, that strange feeling that happens is called empathy. So all these different theories can kind of explain why we do charity, and why it is I'm far less likely to give 20p to the African goat crisis when I'm using my credit card than I am giving 10 or 20 pounds to a homeless man when I'm drunk on a Friday night. So as we absorb all of that information, we can now move on to 2020. With the second wave of homeless content. The old school social experiment YouTube style of content and homeless content was kind of dying on YouTube. However, the second wave would come with the rise of short form content. As TikTok, Reels, YouTube Shorts started popping off, we would see creators like Jimmy Darts.
I got a gift for you, Alvin. $500.
Good Lord be with you.
An MD motivator.
Got a buck, would you give it to me? Yeah. Why would you help me?
Because it's the right thing to do, man.
At $1,000.
Oh, fuck. You're a kid.
$1,000 cash.
Well, these guys, instead of just one-off homeless videos that were filmed from afar, they had now made entire channels by walking around with a GoPro strapped to their chest, looking to do nice things for people. Hey man, can I get $1? I guess, man. I only got the one, but you can have it. Oh, thanks, man. I don't need this dollar, though. Here. Have $500. Cue sad music. Why'd you do it, man? Well, you know, life is struggling. Everyone's struggling. We all gotta try to help each other out, man. That's beautiful, man. You're a great guy. End scene. And that's pretty much all of them.
Crazy,
the same.
bro. That
but,
is how
look,
it be going. I look, he
styles
felt the
to
feels, man. Just now he was doing that. It's crazy how they take advantage of you like that, man. He just did a little fake skit, man, and I kind of felt the empathy.
The creator actually takes a backseat in these videos. It isn't all about them doing something nice. The camera is only on the homeless person, or it's not always homeless people. Sometimes it's just people down on their luck. These videos actually give you an opportunity to empathize and hear the person's story, understand homelessness, understand why they got in that situation. And I can't lie, every time they come up on my damn shorts when I'm meant to be working, I can't help but smile and feel really good.
Thank you. Maybe I can look back and bless people like you bless me, bro. Love you, bro. That's all it's about.
And when you listen to Jimmy Darts and MD Motivator when they talk in podcasts,
I want to truly bring heaven to earth. I want to bring revival to people. No matter what religion they are, no matter what they believe, no matter what they've done, I want them to be so radically loved that they literally see Jesus with open arms trying to give them a hug.
The coolest thing you said about when people come up to me, like in Windsor or anywhere, it could be an 8-year-old kid or an 80-year-old, black, could be white, could be Asian. In fact, it impacts people everywhere. Not even my language or just it's mind-boggling.
And you have to ask yourself the question, why is it wrong to benefit from helping people? I know just inherently we feel it's wrong, but why is it wrong? If at the end of the day you can go full-time as a creator, giving people money and helping people, and doing this as content is enabling you to do that full-time, loads of people are receiving money that might help them. Maybe they've missed rent or something like that and they need that money, and perhaps it makes people think about giving money to charity or giving money to a homeless person. And so all of
yeah,
that
man, that's the other
really
side of the coin too. I feel like you could say what you want about the content, but at the end of the day, I do feel like there's a bigger impact, and I feel like it's inspiring other people to give back, you know? Like, regardless, we got to talk about the bigger impact it's having. Like, yeah, they might make their couple $1,000s off of it, but there's more positives than negatives. I feel like they're gaining, but at the same time, the homeless person, you know, you did a good deed for that person. And the people that are watching, if the video, my bad, goes viral, you're inspiring other people to do good deeds as well. You're inspiring people to give back, and that's what it's all about, in my opinion. So I mean, yeah, they're profiting off of it, but come on, man, it's doing good in the world at the end of the day.
Really great. But there is one final kicker, and that is, does this style of charity actually help people? To answer that, we need to go back to the very first wave of homeless content and go through some of the darker moments. Starting off with Josh Palin.
What happens if you give a homeless guy $100?
When you give homeless people money, do you ever wonder how they spent it?
Could this video be too good to be true?
This isn't right. It's all a scam.
I was there. They didn't follow him. They drove him there.
Well, since the heartwarming video appeared last week, it's been watched nearly 30 million times.
Tragic ending to this viral video.
Kenny Nickel was found in an alley, dead.
I'm gonna sue the tail off of it.
The story is not what it appears.
There's plenty of videos you can watch on that, I'll link them below. There was another very similar story with Magic of Rahat. Magic of Rahat, again, was a very big YouTuber back in the day. He went on to inspire people like Mr. Beast. And he dropped this video where he gave $1,000 to a homeless person.
I do have this winning lottery ticket.
That's cool, my friend.
They head for a nearby deli to cash in the ticket as the clerk counts out 10 hundreds.
I want to share it, my friend.
Rahat set up a fundraising site for Eric.
The fundraiser that Rahat set up for Eric eventually totaled just over $60,000.
But in order to give this money to Eric, who was the homeless person, Magic of Rahat had a few conditions. After Eric failed to meet these conditions, they had disputes over the money. Apparently, Eric was spending it on fancy clothes and limousine rides, where he didn't even have a job. And Magic of Rahat's YouTube career was completely destroyed over this, because Eric made all these allegations that he was withholding the money from him, blah, blah, blah. Again, there's another video on it. And it turned out years later that he disappeared because he went into a deep depression. He was being completely witch hunted by the internet. Eric was harassing him. He showed that he gave all the money to Eric. And effectively what happened in this situation is that Magic of Rahat had become this guy's dad in a way. But because of this video and all the money, he didn't want the guy to go and spend it stupidly and maybe end up killing himself by accident. So he had been forced into this position that he wasn't equipped to do. And this leads us on to a very hard truth.
Yeah, that's crazy.
And that is that very often in many situations of homelessness, giving an individual homeless person a massive wad of cash probably isn't going to fix all of the problems in their life and probably will make things worse. Look, the reasons for homelessness is I'm not going to be able to cover it in this video. These YouTubers aren't going to end homelessness, and that isn't their duty. No one should expect that of them. And these acts of kindness are great.
Man, it's not their job to do that.
And you can see that Jimmy Darts is aware of this problem. That's why he tends to limit it to about $500 that he gives, and it's a good thing.
I support the
gives them a small bit of
positivity.
help in the short term. It's not going to transform their life, but the real benefit to these types of videos is raising awareness for these people and telling their stories. So what I, just a random YouTuber from England, thinks that we should do with this style of content is have legitimate charities try and back these creators. These creators tend to receive lots of money through their fans, through donations, which they will give to homeless people. But if maybe a charity teamed up with these creators and maybe a fraction of it went to the charity is going to be far better equipped to try and tackle some of the deeper issues when it comes to homeless people. But I'll be curious to hear your opinions on this topic in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to tune.
Alright, that's the end of this video. I gotta go pick up this pizza for my family, so I'm gonna make this real quick. My closing thoughts. Honestly, I feel like giving back to the homeless people, or just giving back in general for content, it's like, yeah, it has its good sides and it has its bad sides. Overall, in my opinion, I think it's more positives than negatives. I feel like you're raising awareness, like I said earlier, and you're making other people want to go do that, whether that's for content or just off the simple facts of making the world a better place. I feel like you're raising awareness and making more people want to do that, and that's a good thing at the end of the day. And yeah, they're making their couple thousands off of it, but it's like, you still did the positive deed, and you're raising awareness for it. So yeah, in my opinion, that's good, bro. Like, I don't see the huge issue with it. The last dude he talked about, where he was talking about like he was forced into a situation of like, oh, basically being a dude's dad, like, yeah, I feel like that went a step too far, bro. I don't think that's what you should have done. I don't think that's your place to treat it like that. Yeah, it's a good thing that you want to see the money go to a positive thing, but it's like, it's out of your hands after a certain point. Once you raise the money and you decide you're gonna give it to them, you just hope that you hope for the best. You hope that they do the right thing with it. But at the end of the day, you can't control it all the way, because if you do try and power trip, control the whole thing, it's how you end up in situations like that. But yeah, y'all, I feel like his heart was in the right place, y'all. And I feel like Mr. Beast and other YouTubers, most of them, I'd say a good 90%, who do videos like this, their heart is probably in the right place, y'all. So that's my take on it. As always, if you enjoyed this video, like, comment, subscribe, and I'm gonna see y'all boys in the next one, man.